Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Anywhere you are watching us all over the world, today is one of those days I've been telling you. You know, when you have the top 12 African internet millionaires, and you know, even the top 10, there's top 3, and then there's top 1. That one of them is right here. The top 3, maybe the top 1 out of that 12. You know, Jesus had 12 disciples. Then out of the 12, he had 3. Then he had 1. Today, one of those guys who has impacted practically everybody else that I've brought in the last few days that you have been watching this is here with us in person. Believe it or not, his name is Victory Akpomedaye. They better call that name right. We call him Victory Akpos now, but it's Victory Akpomedaye. He has made his impact. Now people can pronounce the name well. All right, Victory is one of Africa's top internet marketing gems. He's one of those guys that I've watched grow right before my eyes. I remember my first time with him in 2013 when I had an event where I brought a lot of guys from the US, David Michael, Willie Crawford and co, and he was invited as one of the young speakers at a very early age, in his very early 20s. And he was awesome. He's a top 1% vendor in the JVZoo marketplace, with multiple 6-figure product launches spanning over 7 years on that platform now. For you to understand that JVZoo has over 1 million people there who are buying and selling and introducing products. Victory has somehow managed to work his way into the top 1%, not top 5%, not top 10%, top 1%. As a coach, even me, his daddy, I'm not in the 1%. That's to tell you how bad this boy is now. As a coach, he has helped his proteges generate over $10 million in revenue. I'm talking his proteges, so we are not even talking him yet. All right, with his unique result-oriented style of coaching and mentoring. He's a highly respected techpreneur with great practical knowledge of affiliate marketing, web design, digital marketing, and especially software development. He has over 12 years in the marketing industry, and I can attest to every one of those years because I was right there seeing him rock this thing. He's a highly skilled mentor. In 2016, he ventured into the international software market and took the IM world by storm with his very first product generating over $610,000 within 7 days. I know some of you listen to this in Nigeria, you're like, whatever. Is this monopoly money? $610,000 in 7 days. It's not possible. Well, you're going to find out about it today. Trust me, not only is it possible, he has even done more than that. Within his first 5 years on JVZoo, his software products generated over $7 million in sales. I'm talking dollars now, not naira. Multiply that any way you want in naira, that's over a lot of billions. All right. And he has won multiple Product of the Day awards. Every day, every week, JVZoo awards the best product of the day. But out of all the thousands of products that are on that site, there has over 1 million people, and Victory has won several of those. I think himself I lost count. Last time I counted was about 9, but I think he has lost count now. Even me as his daddy, I think I got it only 7 times. Victory probably already got it like 20 times or something. And that is one of the most coveted things we all look for in that place. Since his career started, and he started as an engineer, he studied engineering, but he has shifted into digital entrepreneurship, and he has trained and mentored thousands of proteges. In fact, one of the things I like the most about him is he's paying it forward. And those of you who have been watching this show for the last few days, you can attest to that. Every person we brought here, somehow before the end of their conversation, they bring up his name. Oh, he helped me to get started. Oh, he helped me to do this. He helped me to do that. So he himself is a guy that doesn't even need too much introduction to you guys now, because you have been asking, who is this Victory Akpomedaye? That's him right there. He's now one of the preeminent successful internet marketers from Africa. And that is why I personally am celebrating him as part of this Young African Internet Millionaire series. He's always been there, always been consistent. And you are all going to learn a lot from him today. Take your pens out, take your paper out, because I'm going to be asking some very intimate questions that can help you, because this is all about you out there. It's not about Victory. We're just celebrating him because he has put in the work. But celebrating him, how does that help your own bottom line? It is learning from him. It is getting inspired by him. He also listened to somebody. One day, got inspired. He's going to tell us about those people who inspired him. Just as I'm hoping that today will be the day you get inspired by listening to Victory, that this day I decide I am going to be a millionaire in dollars in this world, in this digital business, because I had a young man talk about it. So welcome with me, ladies and gentlemen, Victory Akpomedaye, the big boy. How you doing, my man?
I'm fine.
All right. Say hello.
Today.
Yeah, say hello to our fans all over the world. Thank you.
Yeah, hello to everyone watching this video. Thanks for joining us live, and it's my pleasure to be on the show today.
All right, awesome. Victory, thank you so much for all you do. Let me first thank you for all you do for everyone, even me. You know, there's a way a daddy gets and they start eating from the sun. Okay, and there's a Yoruba proverb. So every time I've called on you, yeah, even though you are a massive big boy in your own rights now, you have never shown any pride to me. Every time I've called you, you have responded. You have always treated me like a father, and I appreciate that because a lot of young people out there, they make a little money all of a sudden. People who have been a blessing in their life, they can't even call them, but you have been very different. Thank you so much on behalf of myself and the entire African internet marketing community for what you have been doing, because I see it. And thank God, many of them were even talking about it themselves. It's one thing for somebody to be good. It's another thing for people to be testifying it. So thank you, Victory. All right.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Yes. Okay, now let's get to it. Before we even go so far, tell me a bit about your journey so far in digital business, how you started and how you have not, where you are now. Just like a summarized version of your career to date, like 2 or 3 minutes before we go into details. Go for it.
Okay. So basically, I would say I was lucky to discover what I loved doing at a very early stage in my life, because from very tender age, from secondary school, I was already in love with technology, computer, you know. So I saw myself always going to the cyber cafe from JSS1. So this this should be many years ago, basically, from JSS1. So I was already going to the cyber cafe, doing overnight browsing, etc. So I've always had this affinity for technology, for computer. So the first thing I learned then was web design. So I was really overwhelmed with the idea of putting my picture on the internet. That was the major catch for me at that time that led me to learning web design. I wanted my picture, my face to be on the web, not for any commercial reasons at that time. So I actually learned how to use 20 FRO. So these are free web design services on the internet, 40, 20 FRO, 50 megs, you know. So I designed my first website there, and my picture, of course, was online. My family pictures were there. So every single time I just go to the cyber cafe, I just log on the website. You know, I enjoy the vibe of people. Don't see me. Are you the one there? And I was like, yeah. How did you do it? So other people started having interest in having a website, not still for any commercial reasons at that time. So I started charging a token, very small money at that time. I'm trying to get the year, let's say by 2423. Yeah, so it's been a very long time ago. So I started charging a token to set up these free websites from them on the internet. So until I got into higher institution, University of Port Harcourt to be precise, that was in 2008. So that was when I now learned how to design commercial websites. And at that time, I've always been a voracious reader, you know. Part of the things that really influenced my entrepreneurial spirit or ignited it, basically, were the books I read at that time. A typical example is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, John Manson. There's this book by John Manson. Oh, I've forgotten the title. So I read a couple of these books at that time, and these things opened my eye to entrepreneurship. That was really my foundation, you know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, then John Manson, and some of these other books. So that was my foundation in understanding the need to start a business or to start offering value in exchange for money. So when I got this concept in year one, I know how to register a business name formally with the CAC right here in Nigeria. Then also I had to improve my web design skill so I could start developing commercial websites. Now .com, not the free stuff where we have to register domain, buy hosting. And I started the web consulting business in 2010. So that was it. So I started selling web design services to churches, to businesses, schools, etc. So I got proposal printed, and business started earning good money from web design. So this was my first encounter with actually doing something on the internet in exchange for money. So from there, I started venturing into other forms of online business opportunities. So this was my start, sir.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. I hope you learned something from that. It started out by reading. You cannot go wrong. You know, like somebody said, you stand on the shoulders of giants. People have been there. You read about them, you study them, and then you keep going. All right, Victory. I want to go to. There's a story I want you to tell us, and then tell us what we learned from there. Even me, I had when you launch your first product and got to $600,000. It sounded like it's not possible. So I want you to tell me the story about that your launch, that your $600,000 launch. Tell me how it happened and what are the lessons about life that you learned from that. Please go. Because not many people ever do a $600,000. Even me, as your daddy here, the highest launch I've ever done was $430,000. I'm going to tell you the truth. So when I see my boy doing over 600,000, in fact, it was intimidating. Tell us the story and tell us the secret behind it. Go ahead, Victory. Yes.
Okay, good. Well, Doctor, before I get into that story, I'll also like to say something crucial that is going to help the people listening. Now, I would like to say, before I ventured into the international space in 2016, I had already made tens of millions of naira doing digital marketing right here in Nigeria. But one of the first guys I saw his advert online in the international space was Ewencha. And the advert was on how he made $1 million in 24 hours. Someone myself who has earned tens of millions of naira, that advert turned me off. When I saw the advert, probably because of where we are coming from, the Nigerian syndrome, I don't know, but a red flag just stirred up in me.
So that's not true. That is not true.
Yeah, I said it's not true. I said it's not true. It's not possible. That is one of the biggest mistakes of my life, because that advert now made me to turn a blind eye to anything white guys and online marketing. I just considered all of them from until yes. So if not that I reacted negatively to Ewencha's advert, obviously I would have ventured into the international space way earlier than I did.
Wow.
Yes. So I'm sharing this so people can have a rethink, or they can reposition their mindset that impossible is nothing. Everything is possible. So that advert made me to, these guys are just bluffing, and it took me a couple of years before I discovered that it was actually true. And I took a leap to go into the international space. So guys, as you're listening, you've heard my own story. I've done 610,000 in a week. Guys, it is possible, and I'm a living testimony. And also, there are other guys out there who are generating millions of dollars in a week legitimately. So I'm saying this so you will not have your red flag will not just stand up and say, hey, these guys are here again. It is real. So let me get back to my story now.
Yes, thank you.
So when I ventured into the international space in 2016, basically it's all about you selling digital products. And the most valuable form of digital product, in my opinion, is software. Because this helps people to solve real problems, and it automates a lot of business processes. So people would always look for the better and the easier way to do things. And that is why I give my highest preference to software as the most preferable type of digital product to sell or create. So in 2016, I already ventured into the international space, and as most people would say, and I think they are true, my growth was really geometric. I grew pretty fast from the beginner stage to intermediate, and also an upcoming advanced marketer. So 2017, I was already doing great as a top affiliate and also as a top vendor. Then 2018, precisely, an Indian marketer called Madhav came to me and told me about a product idea, and that product is called X Funnels. So he told me about the product idea, and at that time, there were very, very few funnel building softwares in the market globally. Now, this is, I want you guys to follow me so you can understand the exact reason why the software was a best seller. Now, there were very few softwares for building funnels at that time, example like ClickFunnels. And ClickFunnels, we are charging people, I think as a $10, $97 monthly recurring to use their platform. So when this great guy brought the idea to me, I saw a massive opportunity, and this opportunity I saw. If the competitor out there is charging a recurring fee for people to use their solution, then there's so much potential if we can provide the same value of service and price it at a one-time fee, at least during the launch week. So logically, even you listening, if two people are offering you the same value, the same quality, in quotes, the same quality, and one is charging you a monthly recurring fee and other is charging you a one-time, most likely 90% of you are going to cancel your subscription and go for the one that offers you the same value for a ridiculously cheap one-time fee. So I saw the huge opportunity in that, and I urged him, I worked with him closely to get the product developed, and boom, after a couple of months, the product was ready. We tested, and we took the product to the marketplace. And at that time, it was really one of the very first funnel builder that could do a couple of stuff that wasn't available at the market at that time. And one of the things we could do is called the free flow drag and drop. Free flow drag and drop. At that time, it wasn't available in the market. So guys, another thing you need to know, to make your product have high demand and mass appeal, you need to come with a competitive advantage. There's really no profit in releasing an exact product that is already in the marketplace. So there's no way you can have a market share because you are not coming with anything new, and there's really no reason for people to dump the solution they are using to come to yours. So I had to do my research. I did a research, and I made sure, let's say the top 5 top-selling funnel builders at that time, we combined all their features into us. Then also we added some extra features that was missing on their own. So that made us really, really exceptional. And one of the features, like I said, now is free flow drag and drop, where you are not limited to put, for those of you who are conversant with building websites or using funnel builders, most times they give you a template, and these templates have fixed sections where you can put elements. But with our own funnel builder, the free flow, you can just put any element in any position and it assumes it. So people really loved it. And that was how we took the product to JVZoo at the time. And the market embraced it because of the value it offers and because of the unique features in it. And in 1 week, we crossed $610,000.
Hey.
And also,
yes.
And also, I must give credit also to where it's due. That was also possible because of the affiliates who promoted the product at that time. And that is one of the benefits of doing business in the online community or in affiliate networks, because the affiliates already are available to promote your product if your product is quality and offers value. So that's it, Doctor.
Wow. Guys, in case you don't get it, the reason why I asked that first is when you hear 600,000, to dimension it, just multiply by today's money. Let's even say 700, that's over 400 million. That a young boy made in sales in a 7-day period. Some state governments do not make that.
Yeah.
Is what we have going here. And they did that, staying in Nigeria, in that same place that there is no light, that there is no water.
Yes.
Yes, the reason why I ask that is to encourage somebody out there that what you don't know is what is killing you. You are too busy focusing on Buhari. You are too busy focusing on let people become and change my life. There are people who are staying in that same country and who are killing it. You need to get yourself together and know what you don't know. Because when, like you rightly said, and I think this is a very important part of you believing, like you rightly said, when you hear some of these figures, there is no way, because here you are stuck at a job of 50,000 naira a month, or maybe you don't even have a job. And here is this young man, okay, his father is not Dangote, his father is not a $10. He's telling you, I sold $600,000 worth of products in 7 days. It is hard to believe. I've made money very early in my life. In my early 20s, I bought my first house for cash, right? But even when I hear those things, that time before I got involved, I'm like, oh, these young boys, who knows the kind of cult that they are, who knows the kind of cult that they are in? They don't drive car anyhow. They tell me that they are doing $100,000 a month. Ow. Now, it sounds like routine. I've seen Victory do it several times. I've seen Ifyok do it several times. I've done it. Yeah. 100,000 is nothing online now if you know what you are doing. So thank you so much for sharing that. What is give me 2 or 3 primary lessons you learned from that, your first experience of a blockbuster? Because I was there. I promoted the product too, and I saw this thing happening. I saw it up day 1, day 2, day 3. I'm like, oh my God, Victory just broke down JV Zoo. What are the 2 or 3 things you learned from that amazing experience that can help somebody out there?
Number 1, I would say that experience actually broadened my mindset that we should think, let me speak for myself. That experience was actually a new reality for me that broadened my mindset that every single thing is possible if you leverage technology. That was the first reality I had, that every single thing is possible if I leverage technology. Now, Doctor, I would also like to say this to your audience. Just like you said, most people out there are focused on the wrong things. Guys, this is something I want you all to get. We need to understand that what we do as humans is greatly influenced by the time in which we live. What we do as humans is greatly influenced by the time in which we lived. If this was 5 years ago, Doctor would not be on the Zoom call doing this interview with me. No technology for that. If this was 5,000 years ago, we would not be talking about software development. There was nothing like that. So we need to understand that what we do as humans is greatly influenced by the time in which we live. So if you're watching this interview and you're failing to take advantage of technology and the opportunities available in this era that you are living in, you are the one changing yourself. So the week I made that money, it was a new reality that I was like, wow, everything indeed is possible if you follow the trend, if you tap into the trend, or if you take advantage of technology. So that was the first lesson I learned. Then secondly, there was an awakening, because the whole experience was like a scale fell off my eyes. I couldn't have ever imagined that it was that easy to make so much money within a short period of time without even doing so much work, So secondly, I realized that making money is actually easy if you are able to provide value to people. Making money is actually easy if you are able to provide a mass appeal product to people, which is value. The key word there is mass appeal, because in this same market, other people brings up products, but they really do not do well. The reason this exact product did so well is because it was unique, it was first to the market, and it had mass appeal. Every single person needs a website. Every business owner needs a website. So it was the right tool to get them to put up their website in minutes, you know. So I came to realize that making money is easy if you are able to find a problem and provide solutions to that problem. Then money just comes to you. People will actually give the money to you in exchange for the solution that they are seeking.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I hope you guys heard that.
Yeah, doctor, yes. I would like to add one more thing. I would like to add one more. Then also, the third lesson I learned is there is power in collaboration. There is power in collaboration. Now, most of you might not know this. I did not exactly develop the product myself. Yeah, I've got a fair knowledge of technicality or technical understanding, but the product was developed by an Indian, by a different person. You understand? So I collaborated with that person. So there's power in collaboration.
100%. In fact, you hit it on the money, because some of you might be watching and be telling yourself, oh, I don't know how to develop software. You are focusing on the wrong thing. Collaboration gets you everything. And why I started with that first success story is to also let scales fall from some of you guys' eyes. Some of you have been working for 10 years. You have not even made 10 million. And you are looking at this young man. Now, he may have his big boy beard, because that's what is in vogue now for all these young boys. You might think he's an old man. How old are you now, Victory? Please tell them.
Oh, this year, August 22nd this year, I'm going to be 33, sir.
Can you imagine? He's going to be 33 in August of 2023. And he's been doing this for like about 12 years. So the possibilities are endless. Even me, as his daddy, I was so excited with my $430,000 first breakout. When I saw his own, I'm like, I'm just 30. I need to work harder. And anything. So you can do $1 million, guys. You are looking at it and saying, what are they talking about? All you need to do is figure out what, and it's all 100% genuine. And for those of you might be EFCC or NSAS or all those people, what they call them, all those people harassing young people out there. You know, a lot of our Nigerian youths get harassed by the police because they don't know what they are doing. Some of these, I'm not saying there are no guys who are doing 419. Of course, there are plenty. But there are also a lot new crop of young boys now that are doing 100% legitimate business in places that government don't even know existed. How many people in government even know that it's a JV Zoo or Warrior Plus, where you go and create very small software? Yes, and sell it quickly and make your millions of dollars. When Nigerian government could focus on our youths doing that, imagine if state governments are doing digital youth empowerment. But they still don't know better. What they're trying to do is to teach people to become tailors, teach people to become when for a fraction of the money, they can teach their youths about that. Yes, go ahead.
Doctor, I share the same ideology as you. The other day I was telling someone.
Yes.
It is obvious that the Nigerian youths love computer, love pressing the laptop. Why not the government empower them with that thing that they love pressing so they can use the laptop differently, doing something legitimately?
Exactly.
The whole candle making, tailoring, those things obviously is not needed by our own generation. They don't need these things. Empower them with the fancy things that they love so they can use their gadgets to make money, create wealth legitimately. So that is very correct, doctor.
Yes, I was even telling one of my friends who is a minister a few days ago that, listen, you guys are complaining that they're always dragging you and dragging your government on Twitter. Why don't you go and train them about how to use their phone and their laptop to make money and get themselves self-employed? It's because they don't know what to do. Is they go there and they go and drag anybody they can drag. But if they are busy making money like Victory, do you see Victory dragging anybody? He doesn't have time. So he's working on his next product, but they don't know. And if government were to get involved, and this really cuts my heart, is why I'm really talking about this here. If government can really understand the exponential power in digital skills empowerment. And it costs them a fraction of what it costs to do all those rubbish that they do. You liberate your youths, they become self-employed, they're going to earn dollars, because this money we are talking about that Victory is earning with his partner is earning dollars. When they give him his own share, Nigeria is spending most of it, so it's bringing dollar back to Nigeria. So Nigeria will earn foreign exchange. You have self-employed youths at a fraction of the cost. Your youths that are graduating from college, they don't get frustrated because there are no jobs. They graduate, there are no jobs, and we are all saying Buhari did not create job, Buhari did not create job, when we should be creating just for the international market. But I hope some government officials are listening to this. You need to go study it. It is even not about teaching them how to be technical. I'm not technical. Thank God for Victory that is technical, but you don't have to be technical. I am not technical, and I've done millions of dollars in digital business. Just learn what to do. He's going to talk about affiliate marketing in a few minutes, and I want you guys to pay attention to that, because that is his bread and butter. He has become a legend in that area, and it will surprise. I'm going to make him walk us through what it takes to become an affiliate marketer, and I'm going to tell him to offer to you guys how you can connect with him to learn it. It will blow your mind. Whoever you are, whether you studied English, whether you didn't go to school, you can get something good. But let's keep going here. Now, I want to shift a bit back after that blockbuster of the first success story. One of the great things that I like about you, and I really want to take that off the table before we start going to deeper, and that has been proven by others who have come before you. What they keep saying, there is one thing about you. Victory believes in everybody winning. And I think that is what attracted me to you. I'm not going to lie. When I came to Port Harcourt and we were having that dinner, I don't know if you remember my first time in Port Harcourt to come and see you guys, if you can go. That was even before Mobimatic came out. The way you were talking, see, I was listening to everybody. But the only thing that concerned you is that let everybody win. Let this one make money. Some youths, they just want about them. But you spend about 70% of that time talking about how other people that were on that table could do better with their business. We are not even talking about your own business. And I'm like looking at this young man, saying, this is very un-Nigerian. Sharing secrets, sharing ideas. So, and your proteges, a lot of them who are now big boys themselves now, they've rendered that. So I want to ask a very tough question in that area. You have trained and mentored literally thousands of youths like yourself in a digital business. So what has been your experience with mentoring others? And what are your main takeaways for other mentors? And what will you advise other mentees? It's a three-part question. Your experience, because you have been more than everybody else, maybe with the exception of myself, you have been very involved in empowering youth all over the place, and you don't care. Yes, some you charge, some is free, but you are committed to it. What is your experience? What are your main takeaway as a mentor? Because I know you will have had your heartbreak moments. And what will be your advice to mentees? I want to hear from you on that. Talk to Daddy.
Okay, yeah, that's really a tough question. So, the first one, what has my experience been teaching people, mentoring people? Well, number one, I've never had the scarcity mentality, basically. I've never had the scarcity mentality. I'm not so sure I wouldn't know what informed that mentality in me. I really can't pinpoint something, but I've always believed in abundance. And for people like myself who see abundance instead of scarcity, I really do not have problem sharing my knowledge with other people, so long as it will help them, so long as it will empower them. And also, as an individual, I so much believe in impact. As an individual, I so much believe in impact. I so much believe in human capacity development. From a very tender age, probably again, I don't know, probably the books I read, or I would say my own father, he was my first hero. I saw him went out of his way to help other people. My father is very kind. My mom is very kind. To just illustrate how kind they are, I grew up in a home where after they make breakfast or dinner, I would see my mom make sure that they serve 3 to 6 extra plates just for, either people passing by or just for anyone. So for every time they made food in my house, growing up as a child, they were always extra for people around who probably could not afford food. So that gave me that sense of being kind, helping people, etc. So when I started this business doing well, I could not stand other people struggling, or I could not stand other people suffering, when I could actually share this knowledge with them. And most importantly, it will help them also start earning a living for themselves. So I am an advocate of teach the man how to fish instead of giving the man fish.
Awesome. All right. Yes, and I think I believe you have seen it. And for those who have been following this 12-day series, you have had a lot of the guys coming here mention him specifically by name, about him going out of his way to make them win. So what has been, what would be your advice? Because a lot of people who try to mentor others, they run into some rocky waters and they just give up and they just get discouraged. I know you must have had your own share of disappointments, but it has never stopped you from stepping up and helping whoever you need to help. So what would be your advice to mentors and then to mentees who sometimes get some of these things wrong? Go for it.
Okay, nice question, Doctor. Now, my first advice to mentors is this. When people come to you, or when you want to train people, the first thing you need to do is to work on their mindsets. I did not understand this aspect of mentoring until, let's say, 2 years ago, when I personally signed up for a mentorship program from a great guy called Alex. Okay, that's 3 years ago. This was in 2020, when I personally signed up for a $5,000 coaching program from a guy in the US called Alex Baker. Yeah, so when I signed up for Alex Baker coaching program, the first thing I noticed it did was, first and foremost, to have a mindset section with me and other students. So this is very paramount as a coach or as a mentor, so you will be able to have a good time training the person, because most of these mentees, most of these guys, like also people listening out to this interview, the first thing that comes to their mind is quick money. Hey, this guy made $610,000. So the first thing they want is quick money. They will not concern themselves with the seed. They will rather concern themselves with the fruit. So, and that is the major problem I have had with some students. They don't want to go through the process. They just want an overnight success, which most times is influenced to the guys into fraud in this part of the world, or influenced by just wrong mentality or society misinterpretation of what they celebrate as success. So initially, when I started training people, every now and then I run into these people who doesn't want to pay the price, but they want the results. And it was really an issue, So that was one of the major issues I had. But as time went on, I now realized that for these people to become tradable, you have to work on their mindset first. You need to make them understand that, like I tell my students, some of them will come and ask me, so sir, how long will it take me to get results? I will not tell them only only the grave starts from the top. It's only grave that is big from the top. Every other thing, like the ladder, you climb from the top, then you go to the top. So I work on their mindset, and once I'm able to reframe their mind, reorientate them that, hey, the result is sure, but you have to make sure you plant the seed and have faith in the process. So guys, my word for other mentors out there, you must be patient with your students, and most importantly, you must be able to adjust their mindset or reprogram their mindset for success. They need to understand that what people see as overnight success sometimes took 10 years, sometimes took 20 years, sometimes took 5 years. But the most important thing, the result is sure. They just have to start the process and have faith in the process.
All right. Well,
that is for
Go ahead.
Yeah, so that is for mentors.
Yes.
Then also for mentees, this is my advice to you guys. We've already said, Dr. and I have established the fact that everything is possible when it comes to digital entrepreneurship. Now, guys, let me ask you a question. Is it not better to take advantage of an opportunity that does not depend on any government in any nation, that does not depend on who knows you and who you know, that does not depend on your academic certificate, and most importantly, that does not depend on luck? Is it not better to take advantage of such an opportunity? If your answer is yes, then the next thing I have to tell you as a mentee, you must be happy to put in the work. Put in the work, because when you put in the work, the reward is yours. So if you are out there, you want to pursue a career in digital entrepreneurship, my advice for you is be like the farmer. Be like the farmer. What does the farmer do? The farmer goes to the farmland, tilts the ground, plants his seed. He goes back the next day without seeing the crops germinating. He still has his manure, takes care of the crop. It does that for like a period of months, depending on the crop or the plant, before the fruits or before it even starts germinating. So why does the farmer follow through that process? The farmer does that because the farmer trusts in the process. So as a mentee who wants to learn digital marketing, you need to emulate the farmer. You need to trust the process and follow through, knowing that the end reward is guaranteed. There's no such thing as overnight success. Put in the work, stay committed to the process, and the result is guaranteed.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I hope you guys are listening and you are getting gems of value from the Don himself. Victory, thank you so much for dropping this for us. Now, let's move out a little bit into deeper waters now. Now,
Okay.
I want you to tell me, to educate us a little bit, like you summarize, why do you think you are obviously in the top 1 percentile of affiliate marketers in the JVZoo and elsewhere? You have trained literally thousands of people in affiliate marketing. Why do you think affiliate marketing is a good business for those who are listening to us should go into, and what is what you call a summarized version of what it is and how to get into it in as few words as you can? Explain a whole 10-hour project. Go. In other words, what is affiliate marketing?
Okay.
Why is it good? And how can you get started quickly? Go for it.
Okay, guys. Now, first and foremost, I would like to explain what affiliate marketing is. Affiliate marketing is an online business model. Affiliate marketing is an online business model that requires you to promote someone else's product for a certain amount of percentage whenever you make a sale. So let's take, for instance, if Dr. Na is selling a product for $100 and I'm an affiliate marketer, if I promote Doctor's product and I make a sale, if Doctor is giving 50% commission, that means I have earned myself $50. Now, from what I just explained, that makes the benefit of affiliate marketing obvious. Number one, you don't have to get in of developing a product. Neither do you have to spend a huge amount of money in product development.
Network caught up with us finally. Okay, it's going to be back. It looks like we're having a network issue. You know how it is. But in spite of that, Mr. Victory and others like him are killing it anyway. Yes, sorry, you cut out a little bit. Can you repeat like your last 2 sentences? You are frozen.
Okay. I said from the explanation I just gave, it makes the benefit of affiliate marketing obvious. Number one, I just made an example that you are the product creator and I'm to promote your product. So that means as an affiliate marketer, you don't have to get involved with the complicated process of creating a product of your own. Neither do you have to spend money upfront in creating a product. So that is one of the major cash or juice in affiliate marketing. You don't need to have a deep pocket to start because you don't have to create a product. You simply promote other people's products. Then another second interesting benefit is you don't have to offer support to customers. You just have to focus on one aspect of the stuff, which is the marketing, trying to sell the product. The product owner takes care of maintaining the product, takes care of providing support to the customers. So the burden is on the product owner. You as an affiliate marketer, you have just one job, and that is to try to sell the product. So these two major benefits makes me anytime, any day, advise beginners to start with affiliate marketing because it requires a minimum requirement for entry.
Okay, yeah. So how do you get started? How do they get started?
Okay, good, beautiful.
Do they need any technical skills? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I would explain. Like we've established from the beginning of this interview, it's all about digital business opportunities. Affiliate marketing is one of them. Now, if this is an online business, that means you don't have the chance of meeting the people you will be selling or promoting products to one-on-one in person. So the means of promoting these products is also through electronic medium. And one of the most commonest medium for selling this product as an affiliate marketer is through emails. So one of the things you need to learn is email marketing. So before I dive into that, I would like to state my 3 fundamental requirements to achieve success in affiliate marketing. Number 1, you need an email list. Number 1 is an email list. So what is an email list? An email list is a collection of email addresses from real people like yourself whom have given you permission to send them promotions, to recommend products to them. Okay, I'll talk about how to build the list, let's say in a minute. Now, guys, let me just ask a quick question. Have you ever been browsing, then you see like a one-page website where someone you don't even know is offering you something of value for free in exchange for your name and email? I bet 80% of you must have seen such a page. So that page is called a list building page, a squeeze page. So that is how affiliate marketers build their email list. You simply just offer something of value for free. Once people give you their details, then you can start sending them promotional emails. It's pretty simple. Now, the second fundamental requirement to achieve success in affiliate marketing is what I call messaging. Now, by the time you have the email list, the money will just miraculously start dripping into your account. No, you must learn how to write compelling emails to promote this product so people in your list will be interested to buy the products you are talking about. So number 1, an email list. Number 2 is messaging. You need to learn how to write compelling emails, compelling promotional emails. And the last fundamental requirement in affiliate marketing is what I call incentives. So what are incentives? Incentives are the bonuses you offer to your subscribers. Now you have an email list, you need to be able to offer them bonuses that would be like an extra reason, an extra push, an extra motivation for them to buy the products through your link and not from the other person promoting the same product. And bonuses are very, very essential. Let me just explain this in less than a minute, guys. The reason why you need bonuses is simply because the leads you are promoting to are not exclusive to you. I gave an example. If I sell doctor's product, that means some of my subscribers will now go to doctor and become doctor's subscribers. So myself and doctor can now promote another product to the same set of emails. So what is now the major reason that will make these guys decide to buy from either myself or doctor? So that is where bonuses comes in. So the 3 fundamental requirements in affiliate marketing is an email list of your own. You need to learn how to write compelling emails, and also you need bonuses. You must always offer bonuses in all your emails. So that is it, doctor.
Awesome, guys. In a nutshell, it's just giving you the secrets to you becoming a millionaire this year, if that is your desire. Because if you focus on affiliate marketing, every other thing will start to fall into place. So you want to figure out how to learn more about this, you can do this one of 3 ways. You can Google, because this is not a presentation trying to say we are trying to sell.
Very learnable.
Yes, you Google and there's plenty videos there. Victory has a master course. Everyone who's gone through his course, and it's most of them who have taken action. They are not the ones you are hearing calling his name all over the place. You saw Victor David yesterday. He can't. Because David gave us because that takes me to the next question I'm going to ask you. Because I always ask all my guests, what is your most embarrassing moment in digital marketing? And it's always very funny. All of us have plenty. So be thinking of your own. I'm going to need you to share at least a couple with me and what to learn from there. But Victor David, when we were asking him, he said, he told us his own story about how you are mentoring him and how you are trying to help him to get started. And then one day, he said he told him he didn't have a computer. And you are telling him he cannot do this thing without a laptop. He has to go get one. So finally, he got one. He said he's never used one before then. He was just trying. So that one day he called you that he could not find letter A on his keyboard. I can't stop laughing about that one. He said he called you on the phone to say, Victory, I can't find A on my keyboard. He said he just hung up the phone. Hung up the phone on him that he must be a madman. No, it sounds crazy. I was telling people, a man that cannot even find A on his keyboard. You know, that's how ignorant he was as far as internet is concerned. He's now in the top 10. He's now making millions of naira every month. I saw a screenshot 3 days ago when he showed it to me. The guy is averaging about $2,000 a day as an affiliate marketer. A day, $2,000 is 1.5 million a day. And less than 5 years ago, for a man that don't even know how to press computer. He said, I can't find letter A. I'm trying to imagine how that sounded to you when he called you. That is this guy mad? Oh yeah, you tell me your most embarrassing moment and what you learned from that in digital business. Come on now, you got to share with Daddy. It's confession time. You got to tell me. Yeah, go.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, let me take some seconds to think.
You have plenty.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the journey is never a smooth sail. You know, it's up and down. So every now and then we'll have this embarrassing moment. Right now, what can I say?
I'll let you your subconscious be thinking about it. Otherwise, I'm going to remind you. I know a couple, but I'm going to let you remember it yourself. Otherwise, I'm going to make you. I don't want to embarrass you in public. You embarrass yourself.
I think I remember one. That might be the one that I say.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, now. Okay. One of my very embarrassing moments was that should be in 2017 or so. Then, so I ventured into the space in 2016. So 2017, I was still fairly, I wasn't well grounded with the norms or the modus operandi. So you guys, it's even good I'm saying this not too long after I gave the 3 fundamental requirements of affiliate marketing. Remember I said the number 3 requirement is incentives, which are the bonuses you'll be offering to further incentivize people to buy through your link and not from other affiliate marketers promoting the same product. So when I just got started, I now went to pick someone else's product without the person's permission or without having the right to offer the product as a bonus. So I now went to offer this person's product as a bonus to my subscribers, and somehow the person got to find out that I was giving away his own paid product as a bonus. And in the international community or the product launch space, we have like a group where the top 1% of the top 1% marketers come together to share ideas, to discuss. It's like a forum. So the nice thing, they brought my topic there, and they're like, "Hey, this guy did this." I did not even know the enormity of the blunder I just did until I see tens of marketers, all of them coming to pounce me, trying to tear my flesh away. So it was really embarrassing. You know, they called me names, they called me all sort of ugly names, you know. But then, all thanks to Doctor, I must once again give credit to Doctor where it is due. And Doctor, I always share this story even on your behalf. I told Nissan this same story recently too when he mentioned your name. So it was Doctor who had to step into the issue and with his big wings and help me to get off that issue. Guys, it was a big offense because they almost made me to pay $10,000 in fine. you know, so doctor took up the issue. He said his law firm is going to stand for me. I mean, so when the guy saw that doctor was really ready to take the issue head on, he had to come down. I think I sent him, I think $500 or so, and the issue got resolved. But it was really embarrassing because people saw me from a different perspective, thinking I was stealing someone's product or just doing something illegal. So, I mean, that was really embarrassing. So, guys, when you're getting started, you need to make sure the products you offer as bonuses are products that have master resale rights, or they are PLR products, or you can create your own custom bonuses. Don't offer someone else's product as bonus if you don't have the permission to do that, so you don't land into trouble like I did. It was really a low moment for me.
In fact, funny enough, when I said I know of a couple, I was going to remind you that even crossed my mind. But you gave a very perfect one. That's not even the one that was on my mind. So, but you gave the one that I really love. See, the reason why I asked this question of everyone that's been here, for you guys that have been following this, is to make you understand that no matter how hard you try, you're going to screw up. Initially, I did my own share. You are going to screw up. The important thing is, number one, own up to your screw up. There's nothing worse than for you trying to prove that you didn't do anything wrong when you actually did something wrong. That's number one. Number two, I make them share it themselves so that you understand that they're not perfect. Oh, he's done 600,000 here. He's done 400,000 here. He's done over 10, 20 million in the last 5 years. You think everything is perfect? No, it's not. There have been times that careers are on the line because of mistakes you make, and it's going to happen. But one thing I like about victory, because like I said, the stories that even came to my mind is not the one he shared, but I love this one. Because one of the reasons when I called him, the only thing he said, he didn't argue with me and say, I didn't. I said, boss, how are you going to help me here? See, that endeared me to that a man who is willing to learn. If I had called you, if that time I had called you, you have started to do this Nigeria proof sense for me. I would have been the one to throw you to the wolves. And this one is a madman. He wants to come and reign us here. But he said, no. Okay, I didn't know. How can you help me? And I said, okay, at least you agree. Let me go fight the fight. And thank God we're able to get it resolved. And the same people who try to bury him, and you remember what I used to tell you, that go do your own work, where you are a solid guy in affiliate marketing. These guys will kiss your ass every day, you know? Because that's how it is. When you are successful, people want to be part of you. The same victory that all of them were talking that time, they want to bury alive, let us burn him, let us ban him. The same victory today, if he calls them on the phone, they better be answering. You know why? Because it makes them money. Every time it is. So don't get down. Some of you were complaining the other day, we tried to get somebody to approve us to promote. They turn out that it's okay. Just keep working it. When you have your breakthrough, everybody loves to make money, especially foreigners. When they know that you can make them money, nobody will care about your accents. Nobody will care about what you did 2 years ago, because now they need you to send that fucking mail out for them. So whatever it is that you have done. So I say this, if you're out there, because some of you come in, you screw up a little, and then you run away. And that's the end of your career. Understand that the world will always, the sun will always rise again tomorrow, no matter how bad you screw. I shared my own stories with you guys, some of them, like our first product that I keep telling you about. The product failed the second day. It wasn't working. And people are paying me money. And now I'm getting the biggest names calling me. My customers are calling, this thing is not working. I was so embarrassed. I didn't know what to do. I know I'm supposed to know better. And then if you accept, after a while, I stopped answering my phone because himself was overwhelmed. Now I'm stranded. I can't solve the problem. I don't know what to do. I just start crying. You understand what I say? So the point is, you are going to get to that point. But later, it becomes something that we talk like this and laugh about. Look at Victory laughing about it now. But when it was happening, it wasn't funny. The man was saying
I was demoralized. I was motivated that day, even for that week.
Exactly. The man is seeing his career melting away right before his eyes. Because if they tag you, they tag you. So guys, you are going to get an embarrassing moment. But it's just a sign of maturity, how you deal with it. Don't run away. Don't fight when you don't need to fight. And fight when you need to fight. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you are going to overcome it. All right, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm not going to put you too much under stress and make you give me another one because that is good enough and we have time to go here. Now, Victory, you know you're daddy to all these boys now. You have more stories than many of them. Yeah. So yes, let's go to something that those at home can also learn from. You know, you have seen a lot of people come. Some of them, maybe they are your proteges. They come with a lot of promise. You look at them and you say, these guys are going to be huge. And then they turn out to be nothing. They don't do anything and then they fail. Some that you don't even expect was going to be anything, they've turned out to be huge successes. So from your point of view, as both a premier digital marketer yourself, what do you consider to be the top 3 reasons people fail in this business? Because the truth is, me and you are here talking about millions of dollars we have done over the years. The reality is that 95 to 97% of the people who try to make it in digital marketing never get to that $1,000 mark before they're out. So what is your top 3 reasons? And I ask everybody this, in your own experience, the top 3 reasons why people fail to make it in digital business and what you think they can do to avoid being that statistic. Go for it.
Wow, Doctor, nice question. Nice question. Jim Rohn once said, people only go to successful people to take lessons. That it would also be great if people go to failures and ask them, or spend a day with them and ask them, what are the reasons that made you broke, fail, and unhappy? That you really have a lot of lessons to learn from them. So it's a good one that you brought this up, so people should also know what to do and what not to do. Doctor, for me, the number 1 thing I'm going to say is a lot of people are mentally lazy. A lot of people are mentally lazy. Mental laziness is the first reason I've seen that has made so many. I mean, I've coached countless of people. So I've seen those who became successful and I knew what they did, or I know what they did. And I saw others also who came and wanted me to spoon feed them all through.
Yes.
Which is not possible. Which is not possible. In as much as I wish them well, I desire to see them succeed, I can't spoon feed them. Reason being, I can't spoon feed them all through their career. So mental laziness is number 1. Guys, if your affiliate marketing is just like every other business out there, for you to succeed in it, you need to learn as much as you can about it. And you must keep learning. So most of these guys out there, they are mentally lazy. They don't take action. They don't take action. They don't learn. Those who learn also don't take action. So mental laziness, you don't have to be mentally lazy. The number 2 reason I'm going to say, most people stop improving themselves. Most people stop improving themselves. Most people stop improving themselves, which is not lack of personal development. Lack of personal development. You must keep studying you have to continue studying the market and know what is working part-time and get involved in it. What is currently working in affiliate marketing right now, like in the product launch space, for instance, was not what we were doing in some years ago. Some years ago, you could just send an email with a few bonuses, boom, you make money. But these days, you need to build proper relationship with your audience. You need to run webinars. You need to run webinars. People need to understand the product very well, what they have to gain before they invest. Like Victor David, for instance, he does a lot of webinars. He does webinars almost daily for his audience. So number 2 is lack of personal development. Some people come to me, for instance, they just take the training and they go implement hook, line, and sinker. They don't innovate, lack of creativity. So you have to constantly stay innovative. You have to constantly be creative, right? You learn from your mentor, then you add your spice to it to increase the kind of results you are getting, or you have to constantly look at the market and follow the trend. You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. Then thirdly, so number 1, mental laziness. Number 2, lack of personal development. And thirdly, The third one I would say is reinvesting back into their business. Yeah, reinvesting back into their business.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That you say
now,
that.
Yeah, lack of investing back into their business. I will say this. Let me use myself for instance. I have up to 5 autoresponders. I use personally in our business. My team and I, we use up to 5 autoresponders. We use Active Campaign. We use Get Response. We use Systemi. We use Katra. And we use However. Now, why are we using these 5 autoresponders at the same time, which is costing us money? The answer is simple, because not one of these email autoresponder have 100% delivery rates. Some days ago, okay, let's say last week, I can't be so sure, but last week now, I'm not sure about the exact date. However, was down for almost 24 hours. And a lot of marketers were screaming on Facebook. People were screaming on different Skype groups because they were stranded. But I mean, this is 2023. Why would you keep all your eggs on one basket? So if you're running a business, you're making money, you should be able to invest some back into the business by paying for more autoresponders. Every now and then, I'll talk to some of my students. What's going on? They will say, hey, autoresponder is bad. And I wonder, why can't you go sign up? Why can't you pay for another one? If this business is making you money, or you know that this business is guaranteed to make you money, you should be able to invest into the business. It's a business. So, doctor, those are my top 3 reasons why people fail. Number 1, mental laziness. They don't implement. Some of them learn, they don't take action. And when it comes to running a digital business, just like anything in life, action is what counts. Some people now will listen to this interview, they will move on casually as if the information was nothing. While there are others who will listen to this interview and consider it a gold mine and take action. And you have them in this show not too long from now to share their success story. So action is what counts. Don't be mentally lazy to implement what you learn. Number 2, I said lack of personal development. Never stop improving. You have to constantly improve yourself, learn new skills, innovate, be creative. Then number 3, invest back to your business. So that is it for me, doctor.
Wow, perfect. See, that is why we do this, so that you can hear from every successful person from their own perspective. And I resonate 100% with Victory, particularly the one about mental laziness, which is lack of taking action, is the way I put it. Most people know enough to be successful in this business already. You have listened to Victory, you've listened to me, you've watched all sorts of videos, you've seen all sorts of workshops, but the reason why you are still poor is because you are not taking action. The reason why you are still poor is that you are expecting your coach or whoever you paid a little money to train you to now hold you by the hand and do everything for you. It's not possible. We're not going to be able to scale if we have to stay with you with that little money you paid. Even if you paid $5,000, how far do you think that's going to go? You have to do some work yourself. I know lots of people, Victory, that they've been to several of my events. They will make it 18 of Pride. When I was doing a Fish for Life, I'm not sure if you're aware of that, for about 16 months now, every month, as part of my give back to the community, because I entered this phase, I just wanted to give. I wasn't interested in making any money. I will do 1 week a month for 7 days. I called it Fish for Life. I will train 4 or 5 hours a day for 7 days.
Wow.
Yes, I did it. It's called Fish for Life.
That's a whole lot of sacrifice.
Yeah, 35 hours every week. Once 1 week every month. I did it for 14 months. The 15th and 16th month, which is November and December, is when I now didn't do, and I said, okay, let me raise it. What baffled me, in there, we've had a lot of people become successful from there, okay? But what I found out is that less than 5% of the people are taking action. They will come, they'll get excited when you break the whole thing down, spend 5 hours explaining affiliate marketing, how to get started, things that I know that I should be charging $2,000 for. But I felt that there's so many who don't have enough money to start. Let me just introduce them here. But I've changed this year. I'm not going to do that this year. All my events are going to be paid for a very important reason. Because it's free, number 1, they don't take action. Number 2, even those who paid, They don't take action. It's as if once they've gotten your product in their head, they are now millionaires. So, and they just sit down expecting the money to enter their bank. Now, some of them will come, they will say, oh, they are giving testimonial. They'll say, doctor, thank you so much, Dr. Ope Banwo. I've been attending your Fish for Life. This is my 4th one. I'm like, what do you mean? That's not a testimonial to me. It's your 4th Fish for Life event. No, you shouldn't be here again. This is for starters. Well, the same thing I thought in month 4 is what I thought in month 1. So why are you still here learning the same thing over and over? I teach 7 skills and I don't change it. So I said, you are, and the guy was very bad at the end of the day. You know me now, and I use him as a prime example. I said, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You waste my time, you waste my life, you waste your life. You have been to 4 Fish for Life events, and you are still not at $1,000 a month. Get the fuck off my show, because you are a time waster. You know enough to go out there and do something. I expect to see you at my top level boot camp where I'm charging $2,000 now, because you want to go from $2,000 a month to $10,000. Now you come to that, but not this elementary how to get started as a freelancer for 4 months. So you are very correct. And if you're out there listening to this, I got into this habit now recently where I started firing my proteges. I realized that some of them need to be fired. Whether they paid me or they didn't pay me, I say, don't talk to me again. You're done. I delete them and I block them for a reason. Because I know they already have enough. They needed that to get upset enough to go and take action. I'll use my own personal example before we go to the next question. I share this as many times as I can. When I also got started, I was doing well in other areas and all of that stuff, but I wanted to get into software business, just like a Victory has had a lot of success in web development in many other areas before he decided he wanted to go to the JVZoo market in 2017. Same way with me. I've done a lot of great stuff, but I decided I want to go into this JVZoo team in 2014 is when I decided. But I figured out a guy. His name is Omar Martin. He's still my coach. Tomorrow I call him my mentor, even though he doesn't like me saying it so much, because I felt that he really didn't teach me, but he did. Everything I knew about how to launch product, I learned from Omar Martin. But the way our relationship went before I launched, he felt, yes. So for 2 years, I followed this man around. For 3 years, I went on a cruise with him just so that I can get close to him. Okay, myself and my wife, we went on cruise 3 years in a row just so that we can be close to this guy. We've gone to all his events in Orlando. He used to do a coolest marketing event ever. We go there a day before and stay 2 days after. I've gone to dinner with him. I've met him. I've signed up for all his programs. And I knew everything I needed to know, but I never launched anything. I'm talking about this point, victory race, and hoping somebody will learn something today, and this will be the day you make your mind, right? Because it just hit on the #1 failure point for every one of us. Okay, so I followed this guy for 3 years, but I didn't launch nothing. So I kept saying, anytime he has a new program up, I'm the first to pay. I don't care the amount, right? So he now has this latest one that he was doing about something about a VIP for those who want to launch a product. And I was so excited, this guy, because I had one thing in my mind that when I'm ready to launch, Omar Martin is going to be the one that will co-launch with me. I will make me my millions. So he gave us a phone number, okay, an email as part of the VIP package, that while you are preparing and you have any questions for me, send it to this email. I'm repeating this story over and over, in fact, almost all the episodes, because that is what somebody needs. And some of you are going to give me testimonial 1 year from now, that you listen to me and you had that story. It's not a good story. Omar don't like me telling it, but I'm telling it anyway, because what he did to me was the best thing that ever happened to me, even though he didn't see it that way. So he gave me an email. And then I got a brainwave that night. I was working on the computer. I said, let me send Omar a message. Okay, the same way Victor called you to tell you he can't find A on his on his laptop. Okay, so I sent him a message on that email. Unknown to me, the software that he said we should send a message on is called Voxer. Apparently, Voxer is a software that when you send a text message, it translates it into audio. and calls the person in their house as if it's a phone call. Me, I didn't know what Voxer was. We are talking about embarrassing experiences. This is one of my own. So me, I sent message.
Yeah.
And Voxer translated and called the man at night, maybe 10, 11 p.m. Okay? He was already upset because normally, you know, gurus don't like to be called. I don't like to be called. So now I know how it feels like. Then I didn't know. Okay? Just like you just call Victory, maybe he's out with his wife, and you're just calling him on the phone when there is no pre-arranged because you paid him some stupid money, when he has told you how to contact him. Yeah. So I didn't know this. So he was already upset that this house was called at night. Then the next day, I didn't hear from him. I guess he was thinking, what will I do with this boy? Because we are very close. Myself and my wife, we know him very well, and we know his wife. And maybe he didn't want to. Then I compounded the problem. Then I started going to joint forums, like me going to Skype and some private groups on Facebook then, and then say, has anybody seen Omar? I've not seen Omar for days now. I'm one of his students. I've been looking for him. So, because I didn't know better, I didn't know that I was debranding the guy. Because you are basically saying, you have a coach who has collected money from you, but is not available. When the man really is available, I know how, if I really wanted him, I can call that phone number again and again. So eventually they saw it. I think somebody referred them to some of the stuff I've been posting that I've been looking for him, and he lost his mind, got very upset about it. The next thing I did, he called me on the phone and said, why are you doing this? I told you not to call me. And then you are going around saying you can't find me. What exactly are you trying to do to my brand? That in any case, it looks like you are too forward anyway. You are too smart for this, my program. I don't want you on my program again. And he fired me as a protege. Some of you that are fired recently, I'm doing that as a pay forward. It's not because I'm wicked. Listen closely, guys. Because some of you are out there, you are still mad at me right now. You have been close to me for a long time, and all of a sudden I woke you up this January and I say, I'm done with you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to talk to you. Don't even call me until you launch your first product. Here is why. So when he fired me, I was devastated, Victory. I was devastated. I can imagine. So I was, because this is the man I've been building all my hopes on as my Jesus Christ, right? So I can imagine. I'm downstairs in my basement, almost to tears. I was discouraged. I was depressed. I can see the vision of my making money online in product creation disappearing. So my wife came downstairs. Thank God for what, and I'm glad that you are married now. The days will come that your wife will be the one that will step in and say, Victor, what's wrong with you? So my wife came downstairs to give me food. It's like, saw me very sad. Said, what's wrong? So I told her the story, thinking that she would sympathize with me. Then she looked at me with pity that this one. She looked at me in disgust. That's the word. That, what do you mean? So Omar Martin fired you as a student, and now you are still there wanting to cry. That I don't get it. Is this not the same Ope Banwo that started his own finance company at the age of 25? That built houses before 6? This is not the same Ope Banwo that made millions of dollars as a staffing with specialty person in America. Your first job in America, you did your first business in America, you did $3.8 million. 3.8 million, you were employing over 500 people at one point in this same America 15 years ago. That if you are to be hiring that Omar in your company, what position would you give him more than manager? But because the man fired you now, you're sitting out here, I don't know what America has done to my husband. That's how she did. That this America self, I don't know. So are you telling me you cannot launch a product by yourself? Are you telling me you don't know how to do this stuff? You have 8 books.
I like that energy. Doctor, I like that energy.
Yeah, that you already have books written before this man is even, he asked me, how, you are older than Mama Martin now, that before this guy got into business, you have been writing books. You have started churches, you have started businesses. Then she talk. She has never spoken to me like that before or after. My wife is never rude to me. She's never looked me in the eye and talked like, but she talked like for 15 minutes. Then she dropped the food. She's like, if you like, eat. If you like, don't eat. Me, I'm going upstairs. And she went. So when she got upstairs, I was stunned. I was first stunned that this guy just spoke to me like I'm a small boy here. Then I started getting angry.
Yes.
Oh, not even that is true. This thing that, so they fired me. Fuck this guy. Okay, I'm going to show him. Now forget this thing I'm going to launch
Exactly.
this. I'm going to launch this software, blah, 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 blah. And guess what, guys? This was August, towards the end of August. November 6th or 9th, I launched my first product with Ifio, the one that is called Mobimatic. That was my very first product on JV Zoo. I didn't call him. I didn't call any other guru. I didn't call any other person. I didn't learn anything new. The same thing that I already knew 2-3 years before, because I have all his books. I have all his training packages on how to launch. He has a great book then. I forgot the name. Affiliate something is what he called it. Expert book on how to launch a product. I already bought all of those books from Omar. I just went back to the books, and from there I started to implement. And first launch, $430,000 in 30 days, $376,000 in 5 days, because my boss fired me. See, so some of you out there, you already know what it takes, but because somebody is still your crutch, Victory is still listening to you when you called. Me, I'm still carrying you around, you're disturbing me on WhatsApp, and I'm still answering you. You refuse to do anything. One of my staff, for instance, I informed him 3 days ago that I'm firing your ass. I'm tired of you. You are an embarrassment. You have gone with me every stuff I've been doing. You are even involved. You are seeing guys that I train, because I listened to some of the guys on this and I got upset. See, look at boys that you helped me to train, but you haven't even brought out your book on Amazon yet, not even one. I don't want to see you. You're done. 2 days ago, he showed me his first book on Amazon. See, many of you, yeah, he like, Daddy, I finally published. I say, fuck you. Now you're going to do 4 before I even talk to you. Go publish 4. Then maybe we talk. So some of you out there are not taking action. You have been to Victory schools. You've been to mine. You've been to Ifio. You've been to so many of these guys. But somehow you are still a learner. You got to take action. Mental laziness, lack of belief in yourself is what is killing you. And Victory already pointed all of that out. That I see where even the only thing I want to comment on because of time. Once you can decide this year, I'm going to launch my first product, or I'm going to write my first book, or I'm going to send my first email, whatever niche you have decided. You have been at this thing for too long. You can't keep perfection. Perfection is the enemy of, #1 enemy of success. I always say it. Don't be perfect. You got to go. When I went with that Mobimatic team, with my partners, we just saw this money coming as if it's confetti money. 430,000. The product itself crashed the second day, right? But we are here. Yeah. We are still here. But if we are waiting for perfection, we'll still be there. Thank you so much, Victory, for mentioning that. And I hope I've been able to do some teaching on that, guys. You know, that's how we roll. That, for me, is your #1 problem right now. So you're watching me eyeball to eyeball on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're watching this. The only thing keeping you from being a Victory, or being a Sheyi Adeleke, or from being a Shenwo Gundele, all those guys that you have been listening to, is you are not taking action. Nothing special about them, but they took action and keep taking action. Your first one may not be as successful as Victory Zone or mine, but you can always come back. You can always come back. All right. I hope I make that point. It's #1 point I like to make every time we do this. Okay, Victory, back at you. Enough training. Now, we have heard of your most embarrassing moment, and I do agree. That was an embarrassing moment. Now, talk to me about your worst or most costly disaster story. It's one thing to be embarrassed. It's another thing for you to have a total disaster where you lost money, you lost a lot of stuff. Which one of some of them, if you can't remember all of them, I just need one very good one. Tell us the story and tell us the lesson you learned. Your worst or most costly disaster story as a digital marketer. And I know you will have plenty. Nobody gets to your level without having some disaster days. So tell us some. Talk to Daddy.
Okay, yeah. Doctor, nice question again. I obviously have a couple of them, but I would share one because I'll share one that will be most relevant to this audience, as many of them would want to venture into affiliate marketing or product launching. So some years ago, I worked with a Nigerian developer to develop an Instagram automation software called Instapilot. Now, the setback, though at that time, I wasn't aware that Instagram API was not officially made available for third-party development. So, but I told the developer to make sure that this product is compliant with Instagram TOS, terms of service, and API compliance. So he told me that was exactly he was working on. But when the product was launched, it was also a 6-figure launch. I had that also in 2017. So the 6-figure, I think we did a 120K with that Instapilot. Now, not too long after that product was launched, customers started having issues. The product stopped serving customers correctly because the API he used was not the official Instagram API. So the service was broken. And I mean, for me, the reason I'm into this is because I wanted to do something legitimate. So if I've taken people's money, I can't even stand the thought of they not getting the service or the value they've paid me for. So before the market starts, before customers start calling me names or bringing issues, before the affiliate promoters start bringing up issues, my conscience was already tormenting me because I can't stand the fact that people paid money and I'm not giving them the value they paid for. So it was a terrible situation. And at that time, the developer himself ran out of option, just like you explained. He stopped taking my calls also. So I mean, doctor, I spent about $20,000 in fixing this issue in 2017. $20,000 was a whole lot of money. So I had to go and contact an Indian. Okay, I had to ask someone also, a vendor in our marketplace. I told the person, someone I could confide in. So I told the person the issues I was having. So the person introduced me to his own developer, an Indian guy that was working on a freelance basis with him. You know, this guy, he charged hourly. So I spent about a 10K with the guy. The guy also could not provide a solution to the problem. And the product was a fantastic product. It automates a lot of stuff on Instagram. Customers loved it. They needed to use the service. So I had to go and contact some US developers. And I paid those guys another $10,000 before they finally helped in resolving the issues. And all of this took about 2 months from when the product was launched before the product was completely restored. So it was a very costly mistake for me. I spent about $20,000 to $25,000 to get the solution. But this was the lesson I got. So guys, as you're listening to me, when you're developing products, if you want to create software products that is going to work with third parties APIs, make sure that your product is 100% compliant with the official API of the platform you want to create an automated service for. Because if you don't make your product compliant with the official API, not too long, you will run into issues. And God knows, like in my case, I had to spend more than $20,000 to get solution. In your case, you may never have the money, and that may end up giving you a bad name in the marketplace, and your career might just be ruined. So that's one of my
100%. Yes, I remember that product. I remember that product very well. I remember that product. People don't know that you're a veteran who has been through the fire. 100%.
Yes, no.
All of us have those type of stories, and I'm hoping that you are learning from victory today. If you are just joining us from wherever you are joining us, I'm live with Victory. Akpomedaye is one of the daddies himself. So I'm a granddaddy now. It's why they call me granddaddy of internet marketing. Yeah. He's a daddy now in internet marketing. Yeah, he has been singularly responsible for helping lots of young people to get started in digital business. If you are looking for who can mentor you, who can more closer to you in age that you like to learn under, Victory is the guy. Find his information is going to be posted right after this video so that you can contact him and be able to get some help from him if you need some. All right, now we are going to something else. We've talked about most costly disaster period, and the reason why I ask these guys is you are going to have some of those. I don't care how good you are. So once you understand that, so that when it comes, you don't just lose hope, you don't just run away. You understand that is what every other person that has gone before me had to go through. When all the others are coming, they answer these questions, and you see all of them, they tell you their disaster stories. Why do I say that? Why do I ask that? Because I know there's a disaster coming for you sometime down the road. Jesus said, in this world, you will have tribulation. I didn't say you may. Jesus said, in this world, you will have tribulations, but be assured that I'm with you. So same way, whatever tribulation is coming, you can overcome it. When you hear people like Precious Ungu that have not been able to get hold of, I don't know what I would do to get Precious. You have to get me to that guy. Precious is a whole day, me and him only. I want to learn from him. That is the great grandfather of internet marketing. He's a young boy, much younger than me. In fact, younger than my son. But he's my grandfather when it comes to this game, because Precious Ungu is a man. I don't want to talk about him yet, but I will get him one day. I will sit him down and he will share. But the point is, from him to the youngest person to the oldest person, they've had their disaster days. But what to deal with that disaster is what will define you in this game. All right. Now that takes me to a similar, closer question, but not exactly the same. That's a one incident was disaster story. What will you say, or what will you consider to be your lowest and most discouraging experience or moment as a digital marketer? We also go through that series. This is different from just being embarrassed. It's different from just even losing money. This is like a low point where you felt maybe all this thing is not even worth it. What would you consider to be one of those in your career since you have started? You must have. You have been around too long not to have. Where you are discouraged, you are low, and you're like, what the fuck? Talk to me about that. You know, this is confession time. You got to talk to daddy. Talk to daddy.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm already laughing because the experience I'm going to share, it's always funny when I look back, and even when I share it with people. So, Doctor, this is a very funny one. Now, in 2018, precisely, or 19, precisely, it should be 2019. Having made hundreds of thousands of dollars from affiliate marketing at that time, suddenly, I started struggling to sell $100 per day. No, Doctor, right now I can laugh about it, but it wasn't funny. So this thing went on for like a period of 2 weeks. Doctor, I mean, in a day, I would do everything I've been doing that has generated me hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I would not be able to get $100 in a day. So for the first time, I mean, you know, like they would say, if you want to get to a man, cut his finances. So for the first time, I saw myself being threatened about my future, because this is what I'm relying on as my full-time source of income. Like, I could not explain, I could not interpret. It was confusing to me. I actually felt threatened. So, and Doctor, that's why I said, you know, some minutes ago, I spoke about mindset. Success and failure actually start from the mind, and people should really maintain a good mindset. Doctor, believe it or not, I'm the one telling you, for the first time, I saw myself in my bedroom, started thinking that if not for the whole kind of luxury lifestyle one is living, one can actually earn a living with $1,000 or $2,000 monthly now. I started trying to tailor my mindset to what was happening. This was the same person that generates $3,000 in a day.
I know. Now all of a sudden you're trying to convince yourself that $100 is okay.
Yeah, I was not telling myself that if not for the whole loss reserve and all of these things, that $2,000 a month, one can actually package himself. You know, I thank God that I did not accept that stuff as my reality, because you know, sometimes when life pushes you to a point, if you are not careful, you would accept that reality, and before you know, you would evolve into a different person negatively, just to evolve positively. So, but luckily for me, I would also love to give credit to a great guy whom you know, Siri Gupta. So at this point in time, Mr. was even very close to me, but nobody knew what I was going through. But for a period of 2 weeks now, I've not been selling the way I used to. I wasn't crushing. The more I put in effort, the more it's like sometimes I'll get $40 in a day. It was really ridiculous and terrible. So
Olule, you are facing Olule everywhere. Olule.
So I had to, the thing was already eating me up. I was already afraid, God, what is this thing now? That means, okay, now I was not telling myself, I'm not yet married, I'm not giving birth. This thing is already shaking. That means I cannot rely on this thing for my future. So at the end of the second week, this downtime happened. I had to speak up. I had to contact Siri Gupta. Siri Gupta, of course, is also an OG. At that time, he was someone I was also looking up to. So I had to go to Siri Gupta. That, hey, bro, please, I need help. I need an advice. Look at what is happening to me. Everybody there knows my number. All of a sudden, I stopped selling. My mail stopped converting. I don't know what is wrong. Doctor, well, guys, you need to be happy. Doctor is actually doing this, because information is indeed the mother of transformation. You cannot play down on the power of having access to the right information. So when I told Gupta this thing, so Gupta told me 3 things. That these 3 things should be, one among them should be the cause of this downtime I'm having. Doctor, guess what? He was right. At that time, my autoresponder had gone bad.
And you didn't know?
I didn't know. So my mails were bulk of my mails. So it is safe to say 98% of my mails were going to spam.
Wow.
See what it nearly give me high blood pressure.
I remember you didn't call me to that time. You called me, but you are like, I'm like, you are complaining that you're only doing like 100, you're no longer topping chat. And I'm like, look at this one. Voice, I tried to figure out how to top that. I didn't know it was this serious, but go ahead. I'm listening.
It was serious, doctor. So as soon as he told me that, he asked me what autoresponder I was using. I told him, however, he said, however, has an history with something like this. Occasionally, your sender name would go bad and it would just be like +1 -1, totally bad. So as soon as he told me, this was on a Saturday. On a Saturday, at that time, unlike now, the Nigerian cards still had, you could still buy up to $1,000 or spending limits on cards. On that very day, that fateful day, I locked myself in my bedroom. I spent almost $1,000 signing up for multiple autoresponders at a time, because for something to have threatened me this badly, I need to attend it radically.
So you die here.
I signed up on over 12.
Wow.
For email marketers out there, you can imagine me signing up for 12 autoresponders at the same time at a go.
Wow.
Yes, I paid for 12, precisely 12 autoresponder on that weekend, that Saturday. And guess what? From the next day, Sunday, with good delivery. So guys, also a lesson you need to learn. If you're doing email marketing, so much depends on the quality of your email delivery, your email service delivery. So much depends on it, because it's an online business. You don't have the chance of meeting people one-on-one. So your email is what does the talking for you. Your email is what interfaces with the people you are selling to. So much depends on the delivery. Doctor, as soon as I fixed the delivery issue, I got new autoresponders the next email I sent on Sunday, I woke up to see $1,000. I sold about 60 units.
Say back, say I'm back. Say I am back.
I'm back now. So my confidence jacked up again, and the stuff that threatened my future like it was taking in front of me was restored. So that was really,
yes.
It was really an emotional.
You guys, that story that story will go finish and well, because some of us are learning, including me. Because this thing you just said, seriously, I have close to 40,000 emails. Apparently, this thing I just explained was happening to me. But I was telling Bayo, one time we for a whole week, maybe we made like $200 that week. With that, I'm like, what's going on? Before we used to make times 10, times 20 of it. I'm like, but because I didn't care, because me, I was working on this house, I didn't pay attention. But I hope Bayo is listening to this live. This could be a problem. Now, you said 3 things. Me, I'm interested in the other 2. You know that. So what are the other 2 he told you? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, well, one of them is this. One of them is this. Now, in a bit to narrow down to the problem, he said, I need to be sure that my subscribers are still engaging with my emails. So I should go and monitor the clicks. So in fact, so it was from the clicks, it was from this first one he mentioned that took us to the next one. So when I actually checked, so when I told the clicks also drastically dropped. In 24 hours at that time, I could get up to 300 to 400 clicks. But doctor, you can imagine the state I was in. That desperation. I could even mail 20 times in a day. I will not get up to 40 clicks. It was really scary.
You are mailing every 5 minutes that we die here.
I won't get up to 40 clicks. So that means the people will never see the emails. All of them were just wow.
Yeah. Wow.
So
okay. Monitor the clicks. Yeah, so, what's the 3rd thing?
Yeah, yes. Monitor your clicks. So if your clicks drops, if your sales drops and your clicks are the same, then that means it's an engagement problem. If your sales drops and your clicks are the same, it's an engagement problem. That means your subscribers have become irresponsive, then you have to engage them again so they can become active buyers. But if your sales drops and your click is also your click reduced drastically, then it's a delivery problem. Your messages are not hitting their inbox, and that was my own situation.
Wow. Yeah. This is amazing. Well, guys, you had it. I think the big lesson to take for everyone, even if you are not into affiliate marketing, is that you have to understand that at one point, there's going to be a downtime. And when it happens, you don't let yourself enjoy too much of your pity party, because you feel sorry for yourself, but you got to go. And he did something primary that most of us don't do. He went to look for somebody who knows this thing better than him for advice.
Yeah.
There's no pride here.
Doctor.
Yes, exactly, he reached out to, and by reaching out, they gave him solutions. He could have continued to pretend to everybody that everything is okay, but even if you pretend to the world, you have like 3 or 4 guys that you can call and tell the truth, say, Bobo, nothing is happening. And then they can then hold you through, particularly guys who have been there, done that. So don't be afraid or don't feel embarrassed asking for help when it is clear that you need it. That's what I take from that. Because by somebody just having a few words with him, somebody who has probably been there before, even me, I just learned from that. I'm going to be very honest with you, because I've been trying to figure out what is wrong with my mailing stuff. Now I just realized that this check you just talked about, I've not done it. So now when I get off this call, that's the first thing I'm going to first do. Say what's going on. And I was also with Aweber. Maybe I need to go sign up for 12 autoresponders too.
No, you don't even need 12. I did mine out of respiration.
I'm just joking.
Extra 2 is okay. Extra 2 is okay for
let me do 12. Don't worry. Let me do 12. It's okay. Let me do 12. Don't worry about me. Because I've decided that this year I'm coming back to affiliate marketing. I spent
you said
last year and year before on GSAS, like I always train everybody that when you want to start a new stream of income or a new business, you have to focus. And I wanted to practice it. So GSAS, I did not do webinars. I did not do promotions. I've not launched in 2 years because I wanted to focus on GSAS. Exactly. So now that GSAS is at least reasonably running, let me go back and start doing the things that do make money. No, so this is as much for me as for those of you out there. You know, all of us learn from each other. This one he just said, I have not even thought about that yet because I've not really sat down to focus on the affiliate marketing problem. It's just one more income stream to me. I have like 12, 13 of them. So when it wasn't working, I didn't even bother buying. I just say, whatever. Me, I was just focusing on the other stuff that was generating money. But now maybe buyer will be happy. I'm hoping is watching this to go out there and check our system. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now we've talked about most embarrassing. We've talked about costly disaster. We've talked about a discouraging experience. Now talk to me. What will you consider your proudest moment as a digital marketer? And what did you learn from it? Where some things happen or something happened and you felt so proud of yourself that it's finally all worth it. And what did you learn from that? Your best experience.
Oh, well, okay. Well, by God's grace and all the glory to God, I've had a lot of great moments. So
share some with us.
I would like to say one of the most satisfactory moments for me is when I get feedback from my customers, really. Like some years ago, I may not have been able to say this. I was so bent on making money. But I mean, I grew and I got to the stage where I understood that business is really all about creating real products that solves real problems for real people. So it is always exciting to me when people come to tell me, my subscribers from different parts of the world, all around the globe, write me up, hey, I just got this result using your software. I just got this result using your product. So that is the highlight for me, knowing that people are buying this product and they're actually getting results using the products I'm selling. That is my highlight. Then, the money always comes. But are the people who are buying these products getting results? Are they happy with the product? So the amazing customer feedbacks I get regularly is the highlight for me, Doctor. Then also as a coach, I don't know, Doctor, I would like to share my screen for this particular one so your audience can see something. So I will share my screen. Yeah, if you permit that.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me give you permission to share screen.
Okay, yeah, give me permission. In a minute, I just want to show something also. As a coach, just like what I said now.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can I share now?
Yeah, share now. I've spotlighted you.
Okay, good. Good. So let me just go on Skype. Doctor, I just want the audience to see the message I got yesterday from. This is a message I got yesterday from a Nigerian, a young man. This is what he sent to me. And your audience can see clearly. So this is what makes me happy as a coach as well. He said, hello, boss. Good afternoon. Sir, I just made my first withdrawal to my Pioneer account. I really appreciate what you have done for me. God bless you. I know what I'm about to do is nothing, but please send me your account number so I can show my little way of saying thank you. And this is the money you just withdrew. They paid $179. This one I trained last month, so when I get this, these are the stuff that really makes me happy, that really makes me really, really happy amidst everything I do as a coach.
I saw that screen of $300,000, one of your screens. You need to show me that screen. I want to see it. Let them see the kind of money my boy has been making here. Oh yeah, no, but this is so heartwarming, to see things like this happen. Basically, you are changing lives. You have just changed the life of this guy. Maybe before then, the guy didn't even believe that he can even make 10,000 naira. But look at him today, so excited. And that gentleman is a great guy. Got $175,000 that he can, $175 he could withdraw, and he's looking already to bless his coach. No, that is a great guy that's going to go far. I'm sure you smile.
Yeah.
Your smile, you are so happy. It's not as if whatever.
I've never responded to him. I was like, yesterday, I got back late yesterday. I saw the message. I'll talk to him today. I mean, it feels really good, It feels really, really good.
And it
tells me. These are the highlights for me. When my customers get results using my products, people make money after attending my trainings. It's priceless. It's what really makes my inner man happy. So that's the highlight for me, Doctor.
I get it 100% for a man. That screenshot that just flew by, there was $328,000 there. But this is a man that is still very happy that somebody just wants to give him maybe like $50 or $30 or whatever, because he could see the man making it. It's never about the quantum of the money. but to see results of your work that, okay, because that man that has withdrawn $175 now, nobody's going to stop him from continuing to do this work now because he has seen the money.
No.
Exactly. He has seen results. And that is what it's all about. Thank you for sharing that. That also excites me every time I hear one of my proteges going out there talking about me, talking about what they've done and how successful they've been. For me, that is the win. It's not about how much I made, and I see that in you. Your own is about everybody winning. You are always about that. Let everybody win. It doesn't matter. There's enough abundance. And if all of us can have that mindset, maybe this one will be a better place. Okay, let's start wrapping up now. I told you it was going to be a 2-hour engagement. We're already at the 2-hour mark, but I still have 2 or 3 questions to go. So now, let me see. Or I have to cut out a lot of this now because I've over-engaged you today. Now, I'm still going to do my testimonial in a minute, because if I tell you go do the testimonial, you will take 1 year to do it. You're going to do it right now on this call. I'm going to ask you. Maybe I should just do that right now. Then we'll go to that other question I need to ask. Now, seriously, you have watched me. You have seen me train people. You have been a part of my protege list. What will you say in terms of, what will you say as a testimony about me in terms of my coaching ability, and to people who might be considering getting into my program to get to learn how to make money online? I want to hear what you have to say in testimonial. Go ahead.
Well, Doctor, first and foremost, I would like to say, I've always told you, you've inspired me in so many ways. You've inspired me in so many ways. And you are one man that your heart moves when it comes to empowering people. Human empowerment is one thing that moves your heart, and I know it firsthand. And I mean, I'm also inspired. So I first question from you. So talking about you being a coach, anybody that knows you know too well that you want people to succeed. Your selfless nature. I mean, I know about some of your programs, you know, even the ones you do for free, even the paid ones are undercharged. I know. It must be said, even the paid ones you do are undercharged. So I know the cost involved in setting up the kind of programs you do. So anybody that knows you, that you're someone that really loves to empower people, and you are very passionate about African entrepreneurs, Africans generally. So thumbs up to you. And also, I know you are moved by helping people, helping them get results, and helping them to understand the opportunity available on the internet today. So that's little I can say. If they give me the I'll keep saying, because personally, Doctor, I know the effort you put in. Sometimes I see you go live on Facebook and I'll be like, Doctor, don't start again. So you are one man that really wants to see Nigerians get liberated and get in line with the technological trend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. I appreciate that. Now let's go back to, we have 3 more questions, and then I'll let you go. Now, you are the first person I'm going to ask this question, because you are the one that can answer it for me very well. Then I'm waiting for Ifyok. Then Ifyok is going to answer it also. Now, if I took everything away from you right now, take away your Range Rover, take away your houses, I will leave you with your wife. Okay. If I take everything away but your wife, and I left you only with a laptop and $250 only, walk me through how you will get back to $100,000 a year in the next 12 months. Walk me through it.
Oh.
Yes, I know you haven't had that before, but go for it. I know you can answer that question. $250 only with a laptop.
Doctor.
Yes.
Now, if I look back today, one of my greatest assets right now in my journey so far is the experience and the knowledge I've acquired over the years, and not even the material possessions or the money in the bank account. So coming back to your question, if you take everything away and I have $250, thank you so much for giving me that. First thing I would like to say, I don't even need the next 12 months to generate $100,000. Not anymore, because yes. I already have the experience, which is the most important thing. Then I already have the knowledge, which is my asset, the gold mine. So all I would do, doctor, is number one, I'll buy a domain. Number one, I'll buy a domain.
Yeah.
I would host it. I would pay for an autoresponder. I would get a page builder so I can set up a squeeze page. I'll get a page builder so I can set up a squeeze page.